Good evening, folk. Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. Today we're going to be covering VeChain. We're going to be doing some technical analysis. I did update this project a couple of days ago. I did release a video on my channel updating us on a few things. But, you know, I look at these charts and I find new things every day, and I just love showing you guys and diving deep into some technical analysis. So today what we're looking at here, again, as I said, is VeChain on the monthly time frame. We're zooming out a little bit here. And I wanted to point out, again, this is a game of support and resistance, and what you can see here is currently the VeChain is in this sort of area where it has backtested this previous high in August 2020, where it fell back to support before breaking out. And you can see that this area right here is basically chain link. God's sake, I always get the names mixed up in videos. VeChain is holding support, so you can see that it's actually holding support. It's closed below. Okay, we have had closes below this previous level of resistance that before we broke out of in 2020. We have closed below it, which I think indicates to me that potentially what we could have on our hands here. You can see that you are quite overextended from this trend line. Okay, this is our trend line of resistance, which has been our level of resistance since May 2021. You can see that this trend line hasn't actually been backtested for a while, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do start to attempt to retrace back towards this trend line, or at least consolidate and work our way towards it and see what happens at this point, because that is another option too. But, you know, if this local low is lost for VeChain here, and we do start to say come up here, run into this trend line and get rejected furthermore, if this is lost, then again, as I said, it's a game of support and resistance. So if you lose this support that you're holding on, it was previous resistance, you're looking to turn that into support. If you can hold and break out here, fantastic. But if you do start to lose this level of support that you're holding right now, then I think that the next point of contact for me on the monthly, it's quite nice and easy to point out, really. You had this level of resistance back in from 19 all the way up until 2020. We had this COVID crash before you eventually broke out. And, you know, since you broke out this resistance, you did come back and backtest it as support. But, you know, since melting out here, you hadn't backtested anything. So what we was looking for was a retracement, okay? And we did have this potential target where we are now, this high back in 2020 to hold as support. And we are currently in that zone. As I said, this red box here is currently our support zone. But if you do start to lose that, okay, and get rejected by this trend line, then I would expect a retracement back down to this level, which would be, I think, again, generational opportunities for getting involved in VeChain, because I think it's an absolutely amazing project, and you know, it's so explosive. The way this thing moves is so explosive. So when it does start to take off and you do start to tackle out of this trend line, wherever it may be, if you don't come down to these price targets here, sorry, I didn't even give you the target, what that price is. If you don't come down to these prices, and I'm completely wrong, and you break out now, fair play, okay? But at the moment, the trend is your friend until the end. We are a bit overextended from our resistance trend line, so as I said, it wouldn't surprise me to see some sort of rally into this, or at least go sideways, running into it before we see a decision made for the project moving forward. So we will keep an eye on our eyes on that. But as I said, the key points to look out for right now, if we lose our local lows that we're holding here in this red area of support, the next point of contact for support, again, the more zoomed out you are, the more reliable it is. The next level of support we're looking for is literally within this range here, which currently sits at a price again of 0.096 and 0.087. So I know that's quite a margin, but you can see you've got this wick, you've got the closes, and then you've got this wick and the closes here. So it's just a medium level of median level of support here. But again, you can see that would be the area that I'll be looking for to get involved. So my final look on this, guys, before I go, if we do start let me get these EMAs on. If we do start getting this rally up, okay, I think potentially we could run into this resistance, equally run into this 10 EMA on the weekly, which we haven't backtested since April. Okay, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do start to see a nice rally here. We could rally up a further 50 to 60% potentially, maybe 50%, before we start to see our rejection. Okay, that would be the bullish scenario, and that would be retracing back to this blue 10 EMA as it's creeping down, and equally this resistance, as I keep going on about. So that is the bullish side. Okay, in the short term, we do see some sort of relief here, back into these EMAs, back into this resistant point. At that point, again, we will monitor and see what happens if we do run up to this point of contact. It's either that, or we could consolidate sideways, wait for the EMAs to catch up, okay, as these are coming down, and eventually a decision is made again here once we meet resistance. That's the bullish scenarios, okay? So we tackle out this trend line, we break above this blue EMA and hold it as support. This would confirm that this was potentially the low, and you're starting to flip the switch here for VeChain. That's the bullish scenario, okay, on this zoomed out perspective. The bearish scenario is we do run up into this resistance, we come back down, but we lose our current local low, we lose this red box of support, okay, and we start closing below it, hitting our heads on it. This would confirm to me that you are looking to come back down to these previous areas of resistance before breaking out and backtesting a support in 2020 and having this explosive wave. And all you would have done at this point is you would have come back down here, you would have broke out, had a little touch of support, retested, created a massive all-time high, and all you've done now is basically pooed yourself all the way back down to where you started the breakout, basically, and you've come back down to previous resistance and you turn it to support, looking for this is where you could start to see the pickup. It wouldn't surprise me to see something like this, because what you could sort of class that as is you'd have this massive A wave, you could be in this large B wave retracement before a C wave impulsive move. And I think I gave bullish targets in not too long ago. If this is our low right now, Chainlink has a potential, I keep saying Chainlink, forgive me, VeChain has a potential to reach around the 1272 once it starts to tackle out of this all-time high, and the next bull run to go between 61 cents to $1.66, and that's if this local low holds, and this is the bottom. Again, not financial advice, it's all for education and entertainment purposes only. I'm not here to tell you that these are the bottoms and dip your fingers into some pies. Again, educational entertainment purposes only. But yeah, guys, so if we do furthermore come down and retrace to this low here, this previous level of support back in October 2020, we can get a fib on from around that level. Again, this is a thought experiment. If we was to retrace from this point here, retracing to the all-time high, you can see, I think that the target I had was around $2.10. On here it's showing $2.20. I may be a little bit off on these wicks or this price down here. But yeah, $2.20, $2.10, $2 area we'd be looking at in the next bull run. And again, as I said, at some point you come have some sort of wave up into this EMA, lose this low, okay, turn that to resistance, have a final leg down, a nasty leg down to support, back where we broke out before, and at this point this is where you start to see the flip of the switch and the retracement back up to targets that we will need to get back above in the future. You'd have had this large A, this is a B wave, and then you're looking for your large C wave up to these targets in the next bull run for VeChain, because when it moves impulsively, boy does it move impulsively, from this low to this high, which actually took around a year. It went up 15,000%. Now, of course, obviously we're at different times in the markets, but if we was to say go 15,000% from current price where we are now, you're looking at stupid prices up here at around $2. Again, look, that's the $2 area, $2.40 in regards to getting to those prices. So you got to keep your eyes out on these projects, man. Some of them are amazing. Some of them are offering great opportunities in regards to generational wealth. If this holds here as support and we manage to hold this and start to break out, fantastic. Again, if we do start to lose it, for me personally, I'll be DCAing and looking to get in at previous resistance, breaking out and looking to turn it to support. And this is the area I'd be getting back on these highs, okay, if we lost our local low currently. And at this point, this is where I think the real journey will continue for VeChain. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please do like, comment and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll be back with more videos soon from Chart Nerd TA. Everybody have a great day, take care, peace out.